Hello and welcome back to another episode on Boundary Line Podcast. My name is Dylan Pink and I have Sheldon Doherty on the show with me as usual, yeah, and we are back after a little break. Took some time to unwind, and with all the things that was going on in India, we thought it's best that we take a break during that time. But the IPL started now. It's been a few days that it's ongoing. We just had a few games that had to be played, and today we had another cracker of a game to round off the league stage. Their 70th game, and it was RCB versus LSG. There, RCB just pipping LSG right at the end when it mattered the most, and we'll discuss all that happened in the game there in this podcast. But before going ahead, requesting our viewers to please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section what you thought about the game, because this is only one way the IPL ends this league stage. It always happens, as we see, and we shall discuss this. But let's dive into it straight away. Sheldon, what did you think about the game? RCB must-win game for them to finish in the top two. A lot was riding on them. Some shitty bowling. The pitch was not the best, you would say. Rishabh Pant played a blinder of a knock there, taking them to 200 plus. But in the end, Sheldon, Jitesh Sharma, I thought, just batted out of his skin today. He just had to prove himself, I think, and prove to everybody also, that he is here to stay in this team. And what a knock he's played, Sheldon, there to get RCB over the line, and in doing so, they finish in the top two, guaranteeing them at least another chance at the shot of the title there. A lot of questions will be asked, but we'll first want to know what are your thoughts on the game.
Dill, I mean, never in doubt, obviously. I always knew they were going to win, Dill, no matter what. But Dill, what a crazy game. I mean, as an RCB fan, you really have been through emotions, right, throughout all these years. And this season, Dill, I mean, everyone's saying it feels a bit different, but these last two games still have brought back old scars. Especially with the bowling, the fact that they've conceded 230 again, and today it honestly looked like one of those days still where it was just same old RCB. The bowling, the fielding was not up to it, and you almost thought 230. RCB have never chased that before in the IPL, before today,
Yeah,
Dill, and I mean, they always save it for the big
it's
moments
always
still.
it's
I mean,
always a first time, Sheldon, like they
exactly.
say.
Always a first time deal, and RCB also winning all their away games still this year.
First time also, right?
Yeah,
That's another record again, right? First time a team in the IPL has won all their away games, which is absolutely insane, man.
yeah, and also RCB only the third time they finished at the top two as well and going to play the qualifier one. The other
Oh
two times
gosh.
still they've played the final. So I mean that's obviously a few more days away before we know who plays who, but still I mean just an insane game and fair play to RCB Dill for making the top two as well. I think they've been
Yeah.
brilliant so far, and today was just another example Dill where many players had to show up, and I feel they did Dill today.
Absolutely, there, Sheldon. I thought it was a brilliant game once again, and like you said, I thought fair play to RCB again, because they've been absolutely brilliant
Yeah.
right throughout this entire season. They started off well, they kept believing, and a bit at times you felt like same old RCB happening, but then someone else puts their hands up. We've seen that with this team, someone else putting their hand up. If it's not Virat Kohli, it's somebody else and taking the team over. But let's get into a little bit more about the match there. Lucknow batted first. They scored 227 courtesies, a scintillating 100 by Rishabh Pant. They 118 of just 61 balls, striking at 193. How often does that happen when a batsman striking at 193, scoring a big 100, ends up on the losing side there? It doesn't happen that often. And Mitchell Marshall, so he got some, he played a good knock as well there. And in the end, taking them to 227 for three. The bowling for RCB, absolutely horrible. I don't want to say anything. Krunal Pandya, I don't know why the hell was he not bowled, man. Why he didn't bowl his 2 overs. Yash Dayal getting smacked. Bhuvneshwar getting smacked. Suya Sharma, thankfully, he didn't bowl his fourth over. Romario Shepherd had to fill in there. No Josh Hazelwood, even though he was available, right, Sheldon? But RCB started really, really well there. First ball smacked for four there from Phil Salt. Played a little good knock there, but I think Phil Salt is not kind of taking it over the line, Sheldon. No, I think a lot more is expected from him there. He's a big player, big match player. We've seen it done it last year also for KKR. Can he turn it up now in this last few games? That will be the call there. But Virat Kohli once again. No words to say, Sheldon. I don't know what else is left to say. Another 600 run season for this champion. Uh, Fell at the wrong time there, but it came down to that partnership, right? Mayank Agarwal and Jitesh Sharma. Absolutely brilliant there. They absolutely took the bowlers to the cleaners there, and the fielding also didn't help from Lucknow. And in the end, they finished with, I think, at least 8 balls to spare there.
Yeah.
So, your thoughts, Sheldon, after this? On let's get Lucknow's batting first. I thought they batted really, really well.
Yeah, Dylan, it's no surprise that a player who's couldn't buy a run the whole season scored 100 today against RCB. I mean, it
Oh,
seems to be
that
the
happens.
pattern. I mean, Rishabh Pant. I mean, today he played like old Rishabh Pant, right? It wasn't stupid, stupid, stupid. It was very smart. In fact, it was very opposite. I mean, he played a brilliant knockdown. Obviously, like RCB didn't bowl great. They let him settle in and almost made him feel like it's Christmas. When he came in, it was just like hit me
He
wherever
was
you
just
want.
catching me. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I thought he played brilliantly, Till. And I think number three suits him. I think when he comes in early in the innings, he can take a bit of time. He can build his innings.
yeah,
It suits him batting at three. Obviously, Nicky P's been brilliant at three for them. So that's another
yeah,
big question once, they do have a full team next season. So, but yeah, his best knock of the season. But a word on Mitch Marsh, Till. I think he's been superb this season, Till.
yeah.
He's been one of the top
Brilliant.
openers. I feel he's almost in all the games he's delivered for them, he's almost been let
Yeah,
down by the others in the team. But he's been
exactly.
absolutely brilliant and somewhere near his very best, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely right, Sheldon. I thought Mitchell Marsh there, one of the top run scorers also this season, overall, and has been the top run scorer for Lucknow as well, along with, Aiden Markram also, I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
really played well. So, along with him, Nicky P at the initial part there, also, playing really well, carrying there, but somewhere they lost that steam in the middle, Sheldon. You felt that Lucknow, was slipping up and they were not kind of having that team, to make it through all the way. And he knew that straight away there. But the bowling from RCB, Sharon, can we dwell on that a little more there? Because it felt like, the RCB from a few years ago that was, starting to
Yeah.
just take form and take shape. But, man, I don't know about it. Was a pitch. It was like, it was so humid there. I don't know what was going on because I think nobody could grip the ball properly. They were just pulling full tosses. It was just skidding off the surface so easily, coming onto the bat. I mean, I know the pitch didn't help there, but you got to be able to land it properly, right, Sheldon?
Yeah, and Dil, how much have they missed Josh Hazelwood? I don't make excuses, but how big a difference it makes still when you look at RCB's attack when Hazelwood's there, when he's not there. I mean,
Big
it
time.
looks such a different side because I feel when he's there, Dayal's better, Bhuvaneshwar's better, Krunal's better.
Exactly.
But when he's not there, it's almost like everyone forgets how to bowl. Like, it just looks like they lack a leader when he's not there, which it
Yeah.
shouldn't be the case because I still think it's a decent bowling attack even without him, but they just haven't delivered. And again, they went all over the park till, and the ground fielding from RCB was awful till today. I mean, they look so defeated on the field till, which I was very
Yeah.
surprised. It just like heads were down. Everyone was like, "Oh, what's happening?" Like you could just see that they're very frustrated. And I thought is batting brilliant. Obviously, we'll come to that later. But I just feel his captaincy in the field in both these two games haven't
Yeah.
been great. I mean, if you can
Yeah.
see 220 plus and 230 in two games, I think something's going wrong. And
Yeah.
I don't feel he's used his bowlers as well as he could. As you said, Krunal didn't finish his overs today. Dayal didn't finish his overs. Yes, Dayal got hit, understandably, but yeah, it just feels like he didn't
Yeah.
use his bowlers as well as he could, and he didn't get the best out of them in these two games, still.
Yeah, I feel Jitesh being the captain and the leader also, I don't know what's the thought process,
Yeah.
behind that. You would want someone who's more, a little more experienced there, but uh, I mean, each team has its own
Yeah.
decisions, man, and
Yeah.
you don't want to like kind of question that. It's pretty, basic. Like if Rajat Patidar is not there, the next person who's obvious choice is everyone's favorite there. The champion, obviously VK there. But let's get into the batting now for RCB. They started off with a bang there, and Virat Kohli once again getting off the mark in a flyer there. Somehow now, Sheldon, you feel that now he's playing that role that the aggressor role that he's going out for it there, and that first few overs, Sheldon, some of the shots just majestic, glorious, the cover drives. He brought out every shot in the book, right?
Yeah, Dil, I mean, it just looked like he wanted to attack, and I feel that was the right way to go about it. RCB came
Yeah,
out with the mindset of we're going to hit. Whether we lose a wicket or not, it doesn't matter, but we want to get that run rate up and we want to keep at it throughout the innings. And even when Salt got out, they kept going. You know, when Patidar got out, Livingston got out, even when Kohli got out, they just kept going for it, RCB. And in the end, that showed, Dil, because they were always, on par, always close to where they should be
yeah.
in the run rate, Dil. But yeah, I mean, they lost those 4 wickets reasonably quickly as well, Dil. And at that time, honestly, I thought, oh no, it's too far. There's no way RCB is chasing this still. But miracles do happen, right, Dil? And then that partnership, Dil. I mean, just crazy, Dil, what we witnessed.
Absolutely there, because when Rajat Patidar and Liam Livingston fell back to back, they were in the eighth over, I think, and then Virat Kohli fell in the 11th over there. So that was pretty quick there. And Mayank Agarwal, not enough experience here, with the RCB team also, in this season there. So it was a lot of questions were going to be asked, can he do it? But I thought he played really well,
Yeah.
Sheldon, in supporting the others as well. He played, he just came out there, hit a few fours, and was off the mark there. But Jitesh Sharma, I think now is the time that we need to speak about this guy, Sheldon. What a signing he has been. I know we've said that his captaincy is not the best, but his wicket keeping skills, he's shown that he's absolutely good behind the stumps, and just his ability to accelerate, and to know when to play the shots. Sometimes it doesn't come off, but on most days like this, Sheldon, it does come off, and you could see he had to prove a point. And this game was RCB's to lose technically, because at every stage, every over, they were ahead of Lucknow, right? They were ahead of Lucknow at every stage there, and it just had to be, they had to just keep their head down and just take the runs there. And it didn't help that, Lucknow's case, they had so much of misfields as well, some drop chances as well, misfields, for Lucknow. And but Jitesh Sharma, I thought, played a blinder of a knock, 85 there in no time. Just came out there and played a really good knock, Sheldon.
Oh, Dil, it was the innings of his career, Dil. The innings which RCB fans will remember for a long time, Dil.
I think so.
It was
Yeah.
just special, Dil. I mean, some of those shots he was playing, Dil, such clean hitting, and he was handpicked by DK, Dil, who was RCB's finisher as well. A man who finished so many
Yeah.
games for RCB, and he entrusted Jitesh by picking him. He wanted him in the auction. He got him, and what a time for Jitesh to produce his best performance in red, Dil, for RCB. I mean,
Yeah.
today to take them to that top two spot, Dill, and the only way they were going to get him out today was a man cat. I mean, as we saw, Dill.
One cut the guy.
I
Yeah.
mean,
My gosh.
Dill, I do want to ask you about that, Dill. Obviously, that creates like many people have different opinions on that. What did you think about that incident, Dill? Was it out? Is that the right thing to do? What do you think about that, Dill? And I mean, just before you answer, Dill, I think Digwish is getting a lot of fans of late, Dill.
Oh man, what do I think about that incident? I thought it was, it was not. I didn't know if he was reviewing for, like, what was it? Was Mankad out or like what? Because I know with Mankad, the way you get out is I think your arm needs to like go up and then down back
Yeah.
again and then hit the stumps. But I think he was appealing for a run out. But I think his stride was not yet complete, and I think his hand also had to be at a certain level.
Yeah.
But then Rishabh Pant, being a very generous guy that he is, as we know him, just said, we don't want to appeal for it and we'll take it back. So that was really nice to see. And I don't really think that, in for the spirit of the game, that's really nice. I know sometimes it's good. Not if you're, I think if you're Ashwin versus Joss Butler, then I think it's fine. But apart from that, I don't kind of enjoy this, especially when it's played with, RCB there. No, but jokes aside, I think at times it is fair, when you look at it. But I thought in the way the moment was, the way the match was poised and the way the match was set up, the only way they could get him out, if he did something, if he had to warn him one time and then say that, okay, fine, umpire, I'm just giving him a warning. Next time if he does it, it, he's going to be out. But he didn't do that. He straight away went and appealed for it. That I thought wasn't the right way. But Hey, it's the IPL. Some fun stuff
Yeah.
needs to happen. We need some drama. It's the last game, Sheldon. So I didn't mind it if it was happening today.
Yeah.
There, but Jitesh Sharma, what a knock. Take a bow, Jitesh Sharma, and really, really, absolutely brilliant knock there. I just wanna dwell on the fielding, Sheldon, now for LSG. I thought it was really, really bad. Some of them were struggling. You said RCB was struggling with the fielding, and we've seen the same thing happen with Lucknow.
Yeah, Dil, I mean, RCB's fielding suddenly looked like Jaunty Rhodes after you saw Lucknow fielding. Dil, I mean, it was not great again from Lucknow, and this again has been Lucknow's problem. Dil, their bowling, it's been very
Yeah,
weak. I mean, to be
yeah,
honest, I thought Digwish has been their standout bowler this season. I think
yeah.
he's been actually really good for them throughout the season.
Absolutely, yeah.
But apart from that, Dil, it's been very weak. Avesh Khan hasn't been, at his best. And apart from him, there's not been much there, Dil. Will O'Rourke as well, who's obviously only came in towards the back end, but he also got smashed all over today, Dil. And Lucknow just
Whoa,
have
yeah.
lacked leaders, I feel, in that bowling attack, Dil. Like we spoke about RCB's bowling, Dil, and I mean, when you compare the two, it's night and day. I mean, Lucknow have really struggled throughout the season, and I feel they've wanted to go too hard with batters that they in the auction really missed out with
Yeah.
bowlers, and it did show throughout the season and even today especially that even 230 isn't enough for Lucknow.
Yeah, absolutely. Will O'Rourke absolutely hammered there.
Yeah.
Almost going 18 and a half runs and over. And every bowler of theirs, we're just getting smashed there. But that's the game when you're pushed against the wall. Some teams, you get to know where they stand there. But it's poised really nice now. We know our top four teams. It's Punjab versus RCB. That's going to play the first qualifier. The eliminator is going to be played between Gujarat and Mumbai, and then the winner of that eliminator plays the loser of the qualifier one, and that's known as a qualifier two. And the winner, obviously, of that will play the final, which is going to be happening on June 3rd. There, it's going to be really, really exciting there. But I want to ask one final question, Sheldon, which I don't really want to ask. I know we discussed this off air also, and I told you that man, I just don't like to ask this question because I'm scared. I'm just scared, and I know a lot of other RCB fans also will agree with me. So, um, I'll just go ahead and say it, like, Sheldon, do you think this is the year? Do you think? I mean, I'm not gonna say that this is gonna be the year, but I'm asking you, do you think? What do you feel right now after seeing these last two games? We had a break in between. They came back. Some players are missing, some players are not. What should be the strategy for RCB going ahead next? Now we got they're just 2 games away. It's literally 2 games away from lifting that trophy. What should be the strategy? Obviously, Josh Hazelwood will come in. Punjab also will have their main guys also in the team. You've seen how they play: Josh English, Shreyas Iyer, Prabh Simran, Priyansh Arya, everyone in form there in that team also. What should RCB strategy be now just going into this? They won this with their backs against the wall.
Yeah.
What's the plan for them?
Oh, Dil, I mean, if you asked me this question at halftime, in this match, I'd have had a very different answer to what I have now. I mean, can they win it? Of course they can win it, Dil. I think, this season they've played brilliantly throughout. Yes, perhaps in the last two games they haven't been at their best with the ball, but Hazelwood
Yeah,
coming in makes a big difference. He's a world class still.
exactly.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think even David, they were saying may come in next game, and that makes them
yeah,
stronger with the bat as well. Punjab, Dil, I want to say they've been brilliant, Dil. Deservedly
absolutely,
finished
man.
first. I mean,
Exactly.
Pointing
Yeah,
and Shreyas Iyer together have been magic. They've both been brilliant, and rightfully so. They're playing Qualifier 1. I think the two best teams are playing Qualifier 1. I mean,
yeah.
both deserved it. That's going to be some game, Dil. Both teams going for it. Both teams going for a first IPL trophy as well, Dil. I mean, it's going to be
Oh
insane.
gosh.
And what makes Qualifier 1 so interesting is that both teams have no fear. Even if you lose that game, you're still in it, right? But
Exactly.
obviously, the prize if you win it is that IPL final at Ahmedabad on June the 3rd, Dil. So that's absolutely brilliant. It's going to be a crack of a game, Dil. I mean, both sides, they play a good brand of cricket. They both play an attacking brand of cricket. It's going to be very interesting, Dil. And Shreyas Iyer probably feels a point to prove. He missed out on that test selection for India as well. Maybe,
Oh gosh.
maybe
Yeah.
he has a point to prove. It's going to be very interesting, Dil. But can RCB win, Dil? Of course they can. Never say never, right?
We Never say never. As the fans go, this team always, you know, has us believing. We keep coming back every year, and I'm sure I can speak on behalf of all the fans. When I say that it's just another year. But this year it's looking good. They've played a very different way. The captain has been very calm and composed, and very different. The approach has been very different. They have different match winners, in every game. They've got the top run scorer in the IPL. They are there in the most number of wickets as well in that list. They're doing everything right, but they're just two games away from that much awaited trophy. I'm not saying anything there, but I'm just gonna wish them the very best, and to Shreyas Iyer also. I think he's been absolutely brilliant, Sheldon Shreyas
Yeah.
Iyer. The way he's captained the team, a new franchise with a completely new team, barring Arshdeep, who was retained in that, I think, in that team there. But Ponting and Shreyas Iyer, like you said, have been absolutely brilliant there. So I'm really happy that they've also made it.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that it's the first time that, if one of these teams make it through, it's going to be really, really, exciting because they've obviously been there, in these games before, played it before, many years ago, but they're just one more step closer for both the teams there. So let's see what happens day after tomorrow, guys. Stay tuned for our updates. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing this video to you guys. As usual, don't forget to follow us on Instagram. The handles down in the description. And you can let us know in the comments what you thought about the game, and let us know what you think if this is going to be the year for RCB. We'll see you soon in our next video. Bye.